She laughed on the phone. That's what did it. It wasn't the words, not at first. It was that laugh. The kind that comes after a lie, when you think the person who trusts you isn't listening. I was cleaning my Glock when I heard it, through the half-closed door of the bedroom. She was pacing, whispering, her voice all sugar and static. I only caught fragments. He's weak. Tonight. Storage unit. Bring your boys. Then silence, a long one. That silence told me everything. I sat there, motionless. The clock ticked once, then again. The sound seemed to crawl up the walls. I placed the weapon down on the table and looked at my reflection in the steel. Calm eyes, steady hands. 18 years of operations had taught me something. When you're ambushed, you don't react. You plan, you adapt. And when the ones closest to you turn into enemies, you finish the mission quietly. I didn't confront her. I didn't move. I just listened. Long enough to hear her say, "Once he's gone, it's all mine." I smiled, not out of humor, out of clarity. She thought she knew me. She didn't even know my real name. We met when I was retired. She thought I worked security consulting, some vague civilian version of who I'd been. Truth was, I'd spent years behind enemy lines doing things no husband should ever admit to. She liked that I was quiet, mistook it for gentleness. It was discipline. Over time, she chipped at that silence, started talking about her ex again. "He's changed," she'd say. "He's sorry." I'd nod, pretending not to notice her phone lighting up at midnight. When she thought I wasn't home, she'd go through my drawers, check the safe, count the cash. She was looking for a weakness she could use. She didn't realize she was standing in a place designed for traps. The storage unit, she picked it. "Perfect for your old army junk," she'd said. She didn't know it was wired. Cameras, sensors, reinforced door. It wasn't for keepsakes. It was a controlled environment, a training cell. She didn't understand the kind of precision that runs in your blood after Delta. How patience can be a weapon sharper than any knife. I started watching her patterns. The shift in perfume before a girls' night. The way she deleted texts seconds after reading them. The car parked too long 2 streets away. I mirrored her every move. Downloaded her phone logs, tracked her route, marked timestamps. She was sloppy. People always are when they think they're smarter than you. The night before it happened, she kissed me on the cheek and said, "Don't wait up." Her voice trembled just slightly, enough for me to know she'd already made her choice. So I made mine. I moved everything from the unit except one thing, the surveillance gear. I left the cameras running, the floor bleached clean. And on the concrete wall, I marked a small X, right where the motion trigger would activate. Then I waited. I watched her ex and his 3 friends walk in at midnight. Baseball bats, masks, arrogance. They laughed, thought they were the hunters. They weren't. I'd already sealed the door, locked from the outside. No signal, no air vents open. When I replayed the footage later, the laughter didn't last long. She came 30 minutes later, holding the key, her lipstick perfect, her heels clicking against concrete. When she opened the door, the stench hit her first. Then the sight. She froze, didn't scream, just stood there, staring at the aftermath of her plan. Her ex's crew lying cold, still, silent. Her lips trembled. "What did you do?" I stepped out of the shadows. "I didn't do anything," I said. "You did." Her eyes flicked to the cameras, then back to me. You set me up." "No," I said softly. "You walked in." I handed her the flash drive. "This is your confession. Every word you said, every message, every plan. The police will find it before dawn." She dropped the key. Her hand shook. "You're a monster!" I almost smiled. "You made me one." She tried to run. I didn't stop her. I didn't need to. The system was already in motion. By the time she reached home, her accounts were locked, her name flagged, her car reported stolen. Everything she thought she'd take from me, gone. The next morning she called, sobbing, "Please, I'll tell them you did it." "I hope you do," I said. "They'll believe you." For a while. Then I hung up. I went back to the unit one last time, cleaned the floor again, packed the cameras away. The air smelled like bleach and endings. You don't get peace after betrayal. You just get silence. As I walked out, I thought about that first laugh, the one that started it all, how it still echoed, faint and sharp, somewhere in the back of my skull. She thought she'd marry a man she could control. She didn't realize she'd married the quiet part of a war. And wars don't end. They just go quiet when you win.